Hi all, hi all. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Monday, the 13th day of October, 2025. Good afternoon from Delaware. Happy Monday. It's a rainy day here in Delaware. On YouTube, welcome to the live stream. I hope you had a great weekend. I had to work the weekend, so today's my day off. I'm so glad because it's rainy and I need to be indoors and cozy. But I'm also live on TikTok. So welcome in, welcome in. As you join in, let me know where you are watching from on YouTube. Let me know where you're watching from. I see Eagle's Eye, you're waiting to see new immigrants. Mine is just to congratulate them and welcome them to the USA. Yes, for everybody who has been selected for DV 2026, congratulations. Let me know if you can hear me on YouTube. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up and share the live so that other people can join in. So all the DV 2026 selectees, congratulations. If I haven't already said that to you, congratulations. And all the 2025 DV winners that are planning to come to the US or they're already here. Congratulations. Welcome to the US. Make sure you're giving us updates about how things are going, how you can adjust, how you are adjusting. Okay. Kinley Otis, greetings. Seeing you. It's great to see you from Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Share the live, please. Share the live, everybody. Gomoshabe, Lorraine, you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Somebody's on both lives. Thank you very much, Lauren. Thank you very much. You're live on TikTok and you're live on YouTube. So today I've already been on TikTok live for like an hour and I'm still on there. So if you're not able to join on YouTube, you can join on TikTok. If you're not able to join on TikTok, you can join on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. Today we're going to talk about the Visa Bulletin. Some of the topics that I'm planning for the day are the DV 2026 progress. What's going on with that? Any updates? Have you guys received your second notification letters? The Visa Bulletin, what's going on with that? Do we have a new Visa Bulletin or not? When do we expect it? And any other questions that you guys have relating to the diversity visa program. All right, so that's the agenda for the day. Hopefully that will make it quick and I won't have to keep you guys for a long time. If you know how to read the diversity bulletin, say yes or no if you know how to read it, because I know somebody just said that their visa bulletin number is whatever. So I don't know how many people have like a good idea of how the visa bulletin works. So if you do, let me know. Sam on TikTok, you're saying no. JC on TikTok, you're saying no, you don't. And so of Fate, most people saying no. And I know there are some people who are really competent about reading it, but it's just simple. It's simple once you know where to go and once you know what the numbers mean. So I'm going to screen share on YouTube and I'll show you a sample of a visa bulletin. First of all, I'll show you where to find it and how to go about checking it out. So the visa bulletin is found on this website. It's travel.state.gov. On TikTok, please share the live. Don't let us drop. I know I'm screen sharing things on YouTube, so if you like to jump on there, you can. But make sure you share the live and keep it active. Okay, so every month a visa bulletin is released from around the 8th to the 15th. So today is the 13th of October. So the 2NLs are released most of the time in the second half of the month. This could be in daily batches or most of them sent towards the end of the month. It's also not unusual for 2NLs to be sent out earlier in the month. So some people have already received their 2NLs. In Nairobi, they said up to 4K case number. So how is the visa bulletin released or published? So you see this one now is saying is the current visa bulletin, October 2025, and the upcoming visa bulletin will be November. So, so this one right here is called the October 2025 bulletin. It was published in September, and it shows numbers for interviews in November. So it's like 1 month before and one 1 month after the named visa bulletin. So if you want to see the visa bulletins for October 2025, you can see that. For the whole year of 2025, if you want to see all of them for 2025, you can see them here. So if you want to see the progress of how the case numbers were being made current, you go to either of these. This is where research goes, and this is why how if you want to learn something, you have to invest some time to learn about the thing. So you would go here and just click on any of them. So for example, if we click on the visa bulletin for October 2025, so you'll see that you scroll all the way down because we are interested in checking the visa bulletin for the diversity visa, because there are so many other classes of visas here. There's family sponsored, there's employment based visas, but we don't want that one. But if you're interested in that, you can always go there and check that one out. Right now, we want to see the visa bulletin for October for diversity visa immigrant category. So you go all the way down there. All right. So the final visa bulletin, by the way, for the year, that's the August bulletin, is released in July for September interviews. So the final for that year, the final interviews for that year. So that was done in September of 2025. And that's why we are saying that the processing and the interviews and all 2NLs for 2026 began in October. That's why I'm saying it's too soon to start judging embassies, asking whether you should move your case from one embassy to the other, because it's the 13th day. They just started, they just started. So let's give them grace, give them some time to get themselves together. And so we'll have enough data maybe after a month or two to determine whether an embassy is performing well or is not performing well. You see what I mean? So let me tell you what this means. For October, immigrant numbers in the DV category are available for qualified 2026 applicants, chargeable to all regions, eligible for the countries as follows. So these are the regions. There's usually 6 regions, DV regions: Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Bahamas, Oceania, and South America and the Caribbeans. So depending on where you come from, these are the limits. When an allocation cutoff number is shown, cutoff number is this one, visas are available only for applicants with DV regional lottery rank numbers below the specified allocation cutoff number. So for Africa, for October bulletin, it showed that the max, the cutoff number is 17,500. That means that anybody whose case number is 17,499 and below is current, meaning that there's a visa available for those people. And so they should wait for a 2NL so that the embassy can, invite them for a visa. So now it depends on the performance of your embassy once that happens. Each bulletin has info for 2 months at a time. New info, 1 month, and then a repeat of the previous month. So November might be the same exact thing as October. And that's why people are like, oh, the DV visa bulletin is not moving. It's moving, but it's not moving as fast as you would want it to move. So don't be alarmed if you see that the November one looks exactly the same as the the October one. So as you can see, the November is the same exact numbers as the October. There is an exception. If you have to pay attention to this except countries. Like you can be in Africa, but your cutoff is 14,500 if you're in Algeria, or if you're in Egypt, is 16,000. So make sure you pay attention to that. Just because it's Africa doesn't mean it's all Africa that the current case number is 17,500. Also in Asia, also, if you are in Nepal, your cutoff is 6,000 and not 10,000. Okay. All right. So this is usually to control the progress of a country that has unusually high number of selectees and few interviewing embassy. So if it shows current on a region, any case number can be interviewed. This is more so for regions with lower number of applicants or selectees. So if you fall under 17,500 and you are in Africa, depending on your embassy, any case number up to that can be interviewed. So you should be getting your 2NLs and you should be ready to be called for your interviews. So TikTok is giving me a puzzle. So make sure you guys are tapping the screen. I know you're listening and you're paying attention. Some of you are taking notes, but please tap on the screen so that we don't get dropped, guys. I'll give you a second, TikTok, to share the live and tap on the screen so that we don't get dropped. If we get dropped, we're still live on YouTube. All right. So let me know if you have questions on YouTube. You can put them on the chat. So according to some information that I've gotten from people on TikTok is that Nairobi Embassy has issued 2NLs up to 4,000 case number. So the new visa bulletin should be coming out soon. I don't think there'll be any huge changes from the previous one. If there are, I doubt it. So we might have to wait until the following visa bulletin, like for December. Okay. Kinley Otis unasema you don't know much about the visa bulletin. So the visa bulletin is the one that directs the 2NLs, if that makes sense. So an embassy will not issue you a second notification letter if your case number is not current. Your case number has to be current in order for them to send you a second notification letter. And then from then you move on to get the medical, and then you move on to get the visa interview with the payments and all that. The payment is still $330 per applicant. Okay. All right. Make sure you share the live to your WhatsApp groups and your Facebook groups. Do you guys have those? You have WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups? Today we are talking about the visa bulletin. I don't have any new information about the 2027 DV. As you can see from this screen share that I'm about to do here, the electronic visa entry period for 2026 is still the one that is shown. They're not showing anything about 2027. So right now, I don't have any information about the DV 2027, when it's going to be started, or what the issue is with it. We are still under government shutdown, so although that has little to no effect on the DV program right now. So I think they're just waiting for the introduction of the passport rule, reintroduction, and also the implementation of the $1 payment. So maybe that's what they're waiting for. That's why we are behind. We are so behind this year. Sorry. We are so behind this year. So behind. Everybody's concerned. Everybody's concerned that the DV lottery is cancelled. but it's not canceled. I don't have any information that that the DV lottery program has been cancelled. Ethio, I'm from Ethiopia, case number 8K. I didn't receive 2NL yet. Where can I expect to receive it? Hopefully soon, hopefully before the end of the month, since they've just started releasing those. So let me know when you get it. Nikki Shiko on TikTok. My case number is 25K. Is there hope? 25K from which region? Yedney, I see you on TikTok and on Facebook. Thank you for that. Thank you. You got a confirmation of 43K. Is there hope? 43K. Noor, hello, Lucy. I've been scheduled for interview in Europe, and tell us about the KCSE certificate confirmation. I believe if you don't have an original certificate, you need to have it certified, because you need to have it certified. So because that's one of the qualifications for the DV lottery. That's one of the qualifications for the DV lottery is high school diploma. So I'm sure they will verify that. So make sure you have either the original or a certified copy. So John Kijiba is from Kenya. Thank you, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. If you're just joining us, we are live on YouTube and live on TikTok. Today we are talking about 2NLs. People have started receiving their 2NLs. Stopper254 on TikTok has received his 2NL. He's in Kenya. Nairobi, Kenya has started receiving their 2NLs up to 4,000 case number, according to reports from followers on TikTok. And I'm asking guys that once you get to your interview, please let us know how the interview went. I was just talking on TikTok a few minutes ago about how nerve-wracking these immigration interviews can be. It's very nerve-wracking when somebody is towering over you. Even if they're sitting down, you feel this small. So they're asking you all these questions, and they stand between giving you a visa and denying you a visa. Sometimes they don't like how you look. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like that. But you gotta be confident. You gotta be confident. I was telling TikTokers, TikTok followers, to make sure they do engage in eye contact, because eye contact is very important. In Africa, it might be seen as you're being rude when you're looking somebody in the eyes, but in America, it's a sign that you're confident. It's a sign that you're telling the truth. So if you're shifting your eyes and you're blinking and you're facing away like this when somebody's asking you a question, they feel like you're not being truthful. So make sure you are engaging in eye contact and just show overall confidence and answer your questions appropriately. Okay. Haruna Osman, watching from Ghana. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, guys. Make sure you subscribe to both platforms. Subscribe, and share the live. Adan Salat, kindly clarify case number. Is it globally, region, or country? I'm from Kenya with case number 21K. So it's region. It's region-wise. Adan, thank you for that question. And thank you for joining the live. Thank you for being here today. I think you just missed it. I had shown a visa bulletin for October, and I'm sharing it again now. So you see how it's divided into 6 regions? Africa is one of the regions. So it's not by country, it's by region. So Africa is a region, Asia is a region, Europe, North America and the Bahamas, Oceania, and then South America and the Caribbean. So Africa has the most applicants, and therefore the case numbers, the current case numbers might be higher than any other region because we have more applicants in Africa. So that's how you you look at that. So you're saying that your case number is 21K. So for 21K, considering that the cutoff is 17,500 at this time, I would wait. You don't have a choice. You still have to wait. You have to wait for the next visa bulletin. As we have seen in the last few minutes when I compared the November and the October, they were the same exact ones. So that means we have to wait for the December one to see whether there is a shift in the numbers, whether there is any progression. So it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game. It's the same way like once you submit your DS-260, you just have to wait. Some of these things, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to wait. And it's a very grueling time because every time you're looking at your email, you're looking at the visa bulletin, nothing is moving. And once the visa bulletin is released, you have to wait another 30 days. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Another question on YouTube. Harun, you're saying my spouse is not educated, but I'm educated with degree as my highest qualification. Would that affect me when I'm selected, especially during the interview? No. If you're the main applicant, obviously you're going to put your information, your education, your work, whatever. You're going to be the main applicant. The interview surrounds the particulars for the main applicant, not for the other people. So you're okay. You're okay. But you have to be the main applicant because you're the one who has the requirements. You're the one who has the degree. You're right. So if she doesn't have education, then she won't qualify. All right. TikTok, hi guys, how are you? How are you doing with your questions? John Kijiba, how are you guys doing? Questions surrounding the entry period for 2027, and I don't have that information. I don't have that information right now. All right. I am Somali. I live in Uganda. My case number is 33K. Is there any hope in my case? So if you applied as Somali is under the travel ban, so you might apply, but I don't know how it's gonna go when you go to the interview. They might deny your interview, but I'm not sure because under the travel ban, Somali is one of those, and you might have some issues when you go to the interview for the visa interview. CN Joe, beautiful. Hi Lucy, you're doing a beautiful job. My daughter is 7K and we're hoping for the best. Is the interview date indicated in the 2NL? Which region? Are you in the African region? CN Joe, beautiful. If you're in the African region, regardless of whether or not you are in the African region or not, the interview date, time, and location will be indicated on the second notification letter. That's why it's very important that you be looking. Every time you're looking at the email, once you submit your DS-260 and the visa bulletin has been released, and your case number falls in that category of numbers that are current, I'll be checking my email every day. Every day I'm on that email. I will put a notification on my phone to remind me to check my email if I don't have already notifications for my email, so that I don't miss this very important email. Last time, I think 2 days ago, I did a live and I did a demonstration on what a second notification letter is and what it looks like. If you missed that, please jump on my channel and after this and check it out. It will show you what a typical 2NL looks like and what you need to do after that. So it does tell you the date, the time, and the place, and other instructions. So make sure you follow that. All right. Keep TikTok active, guys. Thank you for 7.2 likes on TikTok. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys for all 50 of you on TikTok and 16 of you on YouTube. I appreciate you being there. Please keep sharing this live. Today, I don't have a time limit as to how long I should be here, so I'm going to be here for whatever. So just ask your questions, and if you want me to maybe show you something, screen share something on, then you gotta be on YouTube so you can see it. Or if there's maybe a topic on YouTube that you want me to do later, or like a video or something, you can just type it on the chat, and I can do that later on. Ibrima Sombu, hi, from where? Where are you? Where are you, Ibrima? How are you? Where are you from? Thank you guys for being here. Asmira, hello, I'm Eritrean. My case number is 14K. I'm a winner of 2026 DV. Congratulations. 14K is a pretty good number. I'm happy for you. I hope that you'll get your 2NL soon. Which embassy? You have an embassy in Addis Ababa? Oh, not Addis Ababa, but where do you go for your interview? Where are you going for your interview, and how is that embassy doing from what you know? How are your embassies doing, guys? How are your embassies doing? Are they acting up or are they doing a good job? Santi on TikTok unauliza Visa Bulletin imetokea ama? The next one haijatokea. We are waiting for it. It should be coming out soon. Hopefully this week. When it comes out, I'll do a video on it to see whether there's any movement of the case numbers. But for right now, nothing. So somebody is asking whether I should give explanation about Kigali, Rwanda visa processing. I don't have specifics about specific embassies. So unless you guys that have been to those embassies can give me feedback, I don't have specific information about specific embassies. And babe, my case number is 24. I am a winner in 2026. Can I change my embassy to a different country? 2,465? Why? From which country to which country? You didn't tell me your region. Are you in Kenya? Where? And why are you suggesting that you want to change? What's the reason? If I indicated in the DS260 that I'm married, let's say 2024, then I get marriage certificate. But were you married though? Were you married at the time that you applied for the diversity visa? So you have to be really honest on these forms. If you're going to say that you're married, make sure you have a marriage certificate. Make sure that whatever you're saying corresponds to the documents that you have. Saida Caro on TikTok. Hello, I'm Caro from Eldoret, and my case number is 28K Nairobi Embassy. Okay, congratulations. We'll wait for the next visa bulletin to see whether you're going to be current or not. Let's see. Somebody said you emailed KCC. Are they still calling Eritrean people? How much should one budget on medicals? It depends on how many people are going for the medicals. It depends on whether you've had previous vaccinations done or what are you getting done. But you should obviously set some money aside for that. Welly Ibrahim, 50K, but still haven't received 2NL. I think there is a problem in Nairobi Embassy. You are 5K. So if you're 5K, and the latest information I'm getting about Nairobi Embassy is that they give 2NLs up to 4K. So maybe you're going to be in the next batch of people that will get the 2NL. Okay. So you're in Kenya. Somebody's asking where you're from. The Kenyan embassy. So, depending on the performance of your embassies, and I'm saying that since the 2026 DV processing has just recently began, it's very early to start judging the embassies to see whether they are doing good or they're doing badly. So, Nairobi embassy, according to a lot of people, is that they've given 2NLs up to 4K. So now we'll have to wait to see when are they going to release the next batch. And then we're going to judge them by now what they're going to do after that. Okay. Then you can determine whether is it too slow for you depending on your case number, but it's too early in the 2026 DV to start like moving cases from one embassy to the other. Hi, how are you? I want to ask you, I'm Somalian and I'm in South Africa. I have a Kenyan passport. So use the Kenyan passport. So if you can use the Kenyan passport, then use the Kenyan passport. Okay. Hi guys. Hi guys on TikTok. If you're just joining in, we're talking about the diversity visa bulletin. I was showing you guys how to read the diversity visa bulletin, how to read that section for diversity visa, what it means, what those numbers mean, what it means for your number to be current, and what you're supposed to do once you see that your number is current. The most important thing is to keep checking your emails. A lot of people, when they submit their DS-260, they don't follow up. So you have to keep checking, and I know it's a waiting game, but just keep checking your emails so you don't miss anything. So you don't miss anything. Yeah, Yedna is saying hopefully you receive your 2NL this month from 15 to 30. Yeah, I hope there'll be a lot of activity towards the end of the month. I hope so. I hope a lot of people will see something moving. Something moving. On TikTok, thank you for 17.6 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you. Keep sharing the live. I appreciate that. I have a live goal. Make sure you look up there and see if you can help me reach that live goal. Share the live, please. I'm learning to be more active on live on TikTok. It's a lot of things that TikTok asks you to do when you're on live. So it's like you have to multitask when you're live on TikTok. You can't just be talking. You have to ask people to share the live. You have to ask people to like the live. If not, TikTok sends you this puzzle that you can get dropped anytime. And when you have people already listening and they're paying attention to whatever you're talking about, it's annoying when you just get dropped suddenly, because then you have to start the live again. So that's why we keep telling you guys to share the live, tap on the screen so that TikTok, the algorithm, can see that there's people still watching and it's not just somebody talking to themselves. So that's why we keep asking you to tap on the screen. That's all. Thank you so much. Also, please subscribe to my TikTok so that you can get your special perks, like getting special mentions on my live stream, or getting priority in responding to comments, and also giving you behind the scenes of what I'm working on, and giving you a priority to suggest or give me ideas on what topic you want me to talk about. So subscribe to my TikTok and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Wiley on YouTube is asking, Lucy, I heard that Nairobi Embassy normally requests for affidavit of support, which is not common to all embassies. Are they going to ask for that document in the interview date, or they indicate in the 2NL? So, excuse me, I don't believe that they ask you in the 2NL. I believe that it's already, like, when I interviewed one guy who won the 2024, I think 2024 DV. He said that you have to do that in advance. So the affidavit of support is needed before the interview. So what he had to do was contact somebody here in the US, have them do that paperwork. It involves tax information. That's why a lot of people don't like to share that information, because it shows how much they earned, I think, last year, and then their W-2 or their tax return. And so that means that they are going to be responsible for you when you come here into the US. And then when I interviewed somebody from Ghana and asked them about the affidavit of support, they were like, "What is that? We were never asked for that." So Nairobi Embassy asks for that, and obviously Ghana Embassy did not, Accra Embassy did not ask for it. So it's something that has to be completed by the petitioner. The petitioner is somebody now who is sending you those documents. It's online, and they need to complete their part. Okay. Yeah. So Nairobi Embassy asks for the affidavit of support. Asmira, my interview is by Kenya, but they didn't call me for interview. Is it any problem with the Eritrean people? Did you get your second notification letter? Because they're not going to call you. They're going to email you, and you're going to go into the ESC web's page so that you can check to find your second notification letter there. So they're not going to call you on the phone, or I don't know whether that's what you're saying. All right, on TikTok, let's see if you have any further question. I have an affidavit of marriage, and I'm currently waiting for a marriage certificate. Which date will I use? What is an affidavit of marriage? So does it show that what day you guys tied the knot? Because that's the most important thing. When did you officially get married? So that's the date that you put. I'm a babe. I think we already answered that. Case number 26K. Somebody else on TikTok, Nkube, low case number of 900 in Africa, but I have not received my 2NL. It depends on your embassy. So when you ask a question like that and you don't tell me which embassy, I'm not sure. But either way, even if you did tell me your embassy, it will depend on how your embassy is performing this for the 2026 DV. So So for people who are asking about specific embassies and how specific embassies are performing, I don't have that information. So you gotta find out from your country, how is your embassy performing, so that you can know whether it's performing well. Do you think there's a potential that your case number will be reached? Or are you feeling nervous that your case number will not be reached, and therefore you feel like you have to move it? But you need to do a little bit of research and find out how your own embassy, or if you have multiple embassies there, find out how they're doing, they're performing. So that's some groundwork that you need to take responsibility for, to find out how they're doing so that you can determine what your next move will be. So Nur on TikTok is saying, I've received my 2NL in Germany. Tell me about the KCSE verification and affidavit of support. The KCSE verification, from what most people that I've talked to say, you have to go to the NEC, Kenya National Examination Council website and do that. And then for affidavit of support, you got to communicate with your host so that they can complete that online, and it goes directly to the embassy. All right. I don't see any further questions. Today we talked about the diversity visa lottery updates. And as of today, there was no updates regarding 2027 DV. We don't know when the DV 2027 entry period is going to be yet. We're not sure whether there is going to be a $1 rule fee, or the passport rule is going to be put back. We are suspecting that that's why the entry period has not yet been announced. And so we keep waiting. We are waiting for the visa bulletin, the next one, to be announced. Currently, the cutoff number for October and November is 17,500. The cutoff number, case number for Africa, is 17,500. And people have started receiving their 2NLs. And I wish you all the best if you're planning to go for your interviews. Let me know how it went. Give us feedback of what you were asked, if they asked anything out of the ordinary questions that we expect from the DS260. How was the experience? What was the process? How was your medical? Where did you go for your medical? What was the process with that? So I like to get feedback. I like to hear how people experience different embassies so that I can also share with other people. For example, the question for the affidavit of support, I wouldn't have known that Ghana embassies do not ask for that. I thought it was a standard thing that is asked across the board. So just because Kenya is asking for the affidavit of support does not mean that another embassy is going to ask for the same thing. But there are some really pretty standard things that all of us should do as a whole DV program community, like completing the DS260, checking your emails to see whether you received the 2NLs, going for medical, and paying the $330. So that is like a standard for everybody. But there's some other little things like that affidavit of support that, some embassies ask for and some of them don't. So I really appreciate you being here today. If there is a new visa bulletin within this week, I'll try to come on the live again and we'll talk about that. But a lot of questions right now are surrounding like specific embassies, and I really don't have that information. I do not like to speculate, and I do not like to give false information. So do your research about your own embassy. Find out what's going on in your country, and then look at your case number and see. And then look at your case number. Look at your visa bulletin. I showed you how to do that. So check to see if your number is current. And then after that, make the determination of whether your embassy is doing good so far or is slacking. And then you can choose whether you want to move your case to another embassy or not. Wafula Mario, when should we hope to apply for DV 2027? I have no idea. I'm also waiting for that. As soon as I find out, you'll be the first one to know. Okay. When applying for the DV lottery, what should we fill in the section for city of birth in Kenya? So city of birth is, like I was saying last week, the DS260 and the DV lottery, those questions were set as if the people who will be answering those questions are Americans, because not every country's address format, excuse me, is set like the way the US is. So a city for us is like, it's like a town, right? Excuse me. So Nairobi, so it doesn't have to be like a major city. Even Embu, it can be a city. They are not so worried about these small details. There are things on the DS260 and on the entry that are going to be important. The country of birth, that one is very important. So you don't want to get that wrong, because that determines the eligibility. So get that one right. As far as city where you were born, I don't think anybody is looking exactly micromanaging to see what city. So if you were born in like a small place, look at the city next to that, the town next to that, and put that. Even Kericho, like you can put Kericho, you can put Embu, Meru, you know, you don't have to worry too much about that. All right. Thank you guys for joining this live. I appreciate you guys being here on a Monday afternoon. It could be Monday evening back home in Kenya. How are you guys? Happy Monday. How have you started your Monday? You know, nobody likes to go to work on Mondays, especially if you are off on the weekend. But I was working on the weekend, so I feel like I'm just continuing with the job. It's just I'm in a different setting. But I appreciate you guys being here this afternoon. It's very rainy. It's rainy and gloomy here in Delaware. So thank you so much for being here. Make sure you are keeping my TikTok, keep my TikTok active. I don't want to be dropped by TikTok. Yeah, keep so I'm giving you another 3 seconds, guys, to tap on the screen on TikTok. I really don't want you guys to get dropped because it's 41 of you here, and I know you are most likely getting something valuable out of this. Let me know if this is helping so I can do more of them. But make sure you follow and you share the live. I appreciate you. On YouTube, Lawrence. Hi, Lawrence. You're saying you're watching from Liberia. How are you? Did you participate in the 2026 DV? Are you planning to participate in the 2027 DV lottery when it finally opens? Robert Finna, thank you for joining the live. Any news about passport need for registration, or these are just rumors? They are not rumors, but they haven't been confirmed yet. So that's the difference. The difference is they already posted on their government website saying that this is something they are thinking about introducing. They did not give us a date when they are going to implement the $1 rule, right? They did not give an exact date if they're going to reintroduce the passport rule. So that's what we are up in the air waiting for. We are all waiting for that. Okay. Lawrence, you're planning to participate this year. I wish you all the best. I hope you have all the information that you need. I hope you know the requirements, the eligibility, education. The other day, I did a live stream on things that you need to know if you're going to qualify through your work experience. And if you need to go back and watch that video after this live stream, you can go on my YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you so much, and all the best, Lawrence. All right. Let's see. On TikTok. Should I open my DS to add passport information submitted earlier? Yes, passport information is important. There are important things that will require you to reopen your DS 260. A lot of people say advise that don't keep opening your DS-260 unless you really need to. One of the things that will require you to open the DS to unlock it, they call it unlocking it, is if there's a change in your situation. For example, you got married, so you entered the DV lottery and then you got married. And now you want to add your wife, or you have a new baby, or you adopted, or you got divorced, or your husband died, or your wife. Those are important things that you need to add. Or, excuse me, or now you have a passport. So now you need to add that information. Joyful Faces, how are you? Thank you for joining the live, and thank you for liking the live. Joyful Faces has a new book. Make sure you follow her. Follow Joyful Faces. She's a new author. We like to support our own. She's here in Delaware, so shout out to Joyful Faces. Make sure you follow her so you can see about her new book called Seasons of Me. It's available on Amazon. So check it out. Check it out, Joyful Faces. Congratulations. Make sure you come on this live one of these days. We can talk about your book. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Jamie, when is the date? I don't have a date, Jamie. I don't have a date. I wish I did. I wish I did. All right, TikTok. Do you guys have any other questions? Wafula? Ethio, I won the DV, me and my wife and 3 kids. What can I expect? Can I expect different questions on interviews from a single winner? What do you mean? I want the DV, me and my wife and the 3 kids. Can I expect different questions on interviews from a single winner? Oh, okay. Okay. The questions might be different because the DS-260 is different from a single person. If I'm just single, I don't have a family, then the questions might be a little bit different. They might ask you when you got married, or they might ask you questions about your wife, how many children, all that. But it's all questions that are all already on the DS-260. So don't panic about that. It's already things that you already know. Okay. Some of the questions that I asked, I know somebody asked me, what are the questions asked on the interview date? So apart from what is on the DS-260, which you should know by now, they might want to ask you about your host. I'm almost 100% sure they'll ask you about your host. They'll say, where are you going? Who are you going to live with? What is the address of the place that you're going? What is the relationship between you and the host? How do you know them? They could even ask you, how did they come to the US? Through which visa? Did they win the green card? Or what, did they come as a student and then they changed their status? Or how did they come to the United States? They may ask you how you're going to support yourself when you come to the US. They will ask you what you plan to do when you come here. So those are just simple questions that should not make you, sweat too much. Okay. So I wish you all the best. I am Somalia and I won the DV Lottery 2026. I submitted my DS-260. Is it possible to get a 2NL message? So, like I said earlier, because of the travel ban, Somalia might have issues when you go to the interview. So, unfortunately, that is where some problems will come about, because they are not supposed to allow you to come to the United States unless there's a special circumstance. So, yes, you could you can enter the DV program, you can submit your DS-260. The problem becomes now when it's time to apply for the visa, the chances of you getting a visa becomes, excuse me, very slim because of the travel ban, unfortunately. All right. Let me see if there's any more questions. Guys, my network. Whose network? Jamie, your network is. You can't hear me, Jamie, or what's going on? You know it's raining here, but usually it's not affected by the rain, the signal here. So let me know if you can hear me, Jamie. What happened to your network? What happened to your network? So it's not announced yet. No, it hasn't been announced. I was just screen sharing right now, like a few minutes ago, to show you that the web page that we usually go to to check whether it's open is still not open. So it's still not open. We still don't know. We still don't know. Naomi Kemunto, how are you? Thank you for joining the live on TikTok. When is the application commencing? Not yet. That's exactly what I was just showing them. Not yet, not yet. It hasn't been open. Jamie, you're saying your network is dragging off. Can everybody else hear me, or is it just Jamie's network? Is it just Jamie's network dragging off? All right. Oh, you're welcome, Ethio. You're welcome. Laura is saying they're hearing me. Hileda is saying they can hear me. Nan, yes, I'm clear. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody who is joining the live, both on TikTok and on YouTube, how are you guys? Happy Monday. Thank you for joining in this afternoon. This is Lucy coming to you from Delaware. Delaware is on the east coast of the US. I do content about ways to come to the US with a major emphasis on the diversity visa program. And I also talk about life in the US as an African immigrant. I share my experience for the most part because my immigration journey was not as smooth as I thought it was going to be. My transition from Kenya to the US was very, very bumpy. And I like to talk about the challenges that I faced when I tried to adapt to like try to settle down here in the US. Things that people take for granted, things that people don't know, things that people should be aware of. And that's why I started this channel. For the DV program, I did not come to the US using the diversity visa program. I go by a lot of interviews that I do with people from different parts of, especially Africa. I also go to the websites travel.state.gov and get a lot of information about the diversity visa program. USCIS.gov is also another good resource. So if you need to know about the US immigration, subscribe to those pages. Go there and spend some time there and see the instructions. Learn about different visas. Learn about how you can come to the US. There are so many different categories of visas, but because I can't do all of them, because you'd be spreading yourself too much. I just picked one particular one that I can get lots of information and educate myself on it, and then I can share. I can share the information. Also, it gives people a platform to just talk about amongst yourselves, to talk about the DV, if people are planning to apply. And I realized every year there is somebody somewhere that is hearing about the diversity visa program for the first time. And so this is a good platform both on YouTube and on TikTok for you to go back to those videos and look to see what does the DV even mean? What is it all about? Do I qualify? How do I qualify? Am I paying anything? How much am I paying? What is the process like? How much time will it take before I get a visa? Things like those. So that's why I have this channel. I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate you being following since 2023. And for the new followers, karibuni, thank you so much. Make sure you share the live and like the live. Lawrence, you can hear me. All right. Any other questions on YouTube? It's Hayes. How long did it take you to find a job? Back in the day, it used to be very easy to find jobs. Things have changed, Kabisa. Things have changed. It used to be very easy to find work. Nowadays, I don't know, the job market has gone down, has gone down. It's very difficult to find jobs anywhere. But before, you could get a job very easily. You could get a job very easily. So it did not take me too long to find a job. If they ask, Laura, if they ask how I'm going to support myself in the US, what's the best answer? So you can say that you'll find a job right away because when you get a green card, and that's why I like the DV program so much because you can start working as soon as you can get into the US and start looking for a job that same week because you have the necessary paperwork. But if you're coming through a different way, then you have to worry about changing the status from whatever visa you have to a work to get a work qualified visa, right? So you can say that you're going to, to find a job, to look for a job. While Master Gabu, while applying DV, do we input child picture in the first application? Yes, if you have a child already, make sure you put everybody's photo. Everybody's photo goes on the entry, not just the main applicant. Everybody's photo goes on them. Goes on it. Okay. Okay. Patrick Bafana, my case number is 18,500. When can I expect my second notification letter? So for that one, we have to wait for the next visa bulletin, Patrick, because right now the cutoff is 17,500. So let's just wait and see. Umoja Mapendo, you're asking on TikTok when the DV 2025 starts. 2025 is finished. So I hope you're asking about 2027. So 2027. So the DV system program is weird the way it's named. So the DV program year is named by the year it's going to end. So I don't know if you're getting confused about the DVs. So the DV 2025 is over. It ended on 30th September 2025. DV 2026 will end next year, September 30th, 2026. DV 2027 will end September 30th, 2027, but it's supposed to begin in October of 2025. But it hasn't started. We don't have any information yet. Joyful Faces, thank you so much for the shout out, Lucy. I would love the opportunity to join your live. Yeah. We can do a live session. You can tell us about your book, where to get it, and what it's all about. So I'll talk to you after this on the side. We'll plan on the side. All right. Supporting our Kenyans. There's another Kenyan also who has a book. So her name is Dr. Gladys Ngetich. She also has a book. So make sure you're supporting Kenyans. If you're in the US or wherever you are, if somebody comes up with a project or an idea or a book or a new channel, let's support each other. Let's support each other. Dr. Gladys Ngetich book is called Awaken Your Potential. As a matter of fact, I have an extra copy that I can give somebody, but you have to be in the US. I had 5 copies. I already gave one to my daughter. I took one. I gave 2 out already, and I have one more. So if you want a copy of Awaken Your Potential, let me know in the comment section, or you can send me an inbox on TikTok. All right. So make sure you're supporting your own. You are Africans or Kenyans or wherever you are. Just make sure we are supporting each other. You can support me also by subscribing to my YouTube channel, subscribing to my TikTok, following me on both platforms, and also sharing my videos, and liking the lives like now. Make sure you tap this screen. Tap the screen until you can't tap anymore. Because the more you tap on the screen, according to TikTok, the more it shares the live to the FYPs. And the more it puts it on the FYPs, the more new people are able to see it. So I appreciate you guys doing that for me. All right. Oh, Joyful Faces. You can buy the book. It's available on Amazon. It's called Awaken Your Potential. I'm halfway I'm halfway done reading. I need one of your books too, Joyful Faces. Send me a book so I can read it. Okay. Collins. Hi, I'm from Tanzania. My case number is 77-1556. Will I get the interview? I'm just worried. 77 is a little bit high for Africa. Okay, so if we go by history, last year they went only up to what, 40, 48? How did they go high? Until 48 or 50? 48, I think. So if you know that you have a high case number, make sure you apply again this year. Just apply again this year because you never know. Instead of being worried too much about it, just apply again this year. Okay. Okay. On YouTube, you guys have more questions? Duncan Mugambi. Hello, Lucy. Any clue about the first batch of 2026 released, like highest case number scheduled for the interview at Nairobi Embassy? Duncan, according to the responses that I got on TikTok, because I asked that question when I heard that Nairobi Embassy was issuing 2NLs, they said that the highest case number they issued on the first batch was 4,000. 4,000. Can you share your experience after you got interviewed and got your visa, how you felt and what steps you took to move to the US? So my experience is not a DV experience. I came through the B visa. B visa is a visitor visa, and I came through my job. So all the things were prepared by the job. Excuse me. All I had to do was show up for the interview, but they forgot to give me they forgot to give me the invitation letter. I had been invited by the World of Coca-Cola in Atlanta, Georgia, to come and do a promotion for my job where I was working. So when I went for the interview, I didn't have I didn't have the letter. I had everything else. And I couldn't believe that I didn't have the letter. When I got there, they told me that I have everything else, but what they're looking for, I don't have. So they denied me the visa. So I was very, very sad. I went back to my hotel room because remember, I had traveled from Kenya to Uganda to do my interview there because the Kenyan embassy had been bombed. If you remember, I think it was back in 98 or whatever, where the Kenyan embassy had been, there was a bomb, so it wasn't active. And I had to get a visa. So I traveled to Uganda. It was the first time that I had traveled out of the country. When I got there, I actually went and got my photo there at some local place there in Kampala. And then after that, I went to the embassy. I got denied. I went back to the hotel and I called somebody And I don't know what they did. A representative from Coca-Cola, I guess, called the embassy or something, and then they called me back, and I went and they stamped my they stamped my passport, and I got my visa. So that was my experience. Bridget, greetings. Lucy, when should I wait for my second notification letter? I'm case number 7400 because up to now I have not received 2NL and I submitted my DS 260 in July. All right, so just be patient. Just be patient. Which embassy? Are you in Kenya or where? Just be patient, you guys, because they just started processing the 2026 DVs. Just be patient with your embassies. On TikTok, thank you guys for joining the live both on TikTok and on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for getting me to 21.1 thousand likes on TikTok. I appreciate. Apparently, these things matter on TikTok. It's very important that you tap on the screen. The algorithm loves that. I didn't know that. So I just used to do my lives without encouraging people to share or encouraging people to tap on the screen or to help me achieve my live goal or all the other things that TikTok wants you to say as you're doing your live. When you start doing something, don't be afraid of doing something or starting something. This is not about the DV. If you want to do something, do it afraid, do it scared, do it with no knowledge, but make sure you do it. You will learn as you go. If you want to start a YouTube channel, for example, you have a lot of things that you want to share with people. If you're looking at content, the kind of content that you consume on a daily basis, and you feel like, I have a lot to say about this, and I don't think people are saying the things that I want to say, or I can contribute to this this thing, this issue at hand. I can contribute to it, or I have a solution to this problem. There's a gap somewhere in this issue, and I think I have a solution to it. And the way you can do that is either by writing a book or starting a YouTube channel or going live on TikTok or whatever. These things are very, very easy to start. Starting a YouTube channel is easy, is free. Starting a TikTok platform is easy and it's free. So everybody has something to say. So don't be afraid. Start scared. Start with no information, but you have your own information. I'm not saying just start a YouTube channel and just blah, blah, blah things, but everybody has something to say. So if that's what you want to do, don't be afraid to do it. Just go ahead and start. Thank you for liking the live, guys. Thank you. Does 55, that is DFA, DAF, does 55,600 case number prevent us from interview? That's Nairobi, Kenya. So it depends once again. And this video today was about the Visa Bulletin. I was teaching you guys how to look at the Visa Bulletin and how to determine what those numbers mean and how they relate to your own case number. So the Visa Bulletin drives the 2NLs. So you cannot get your second notification letter if your number is not current. As of the current Visa Bulletin, 17,500 for Africa is the number that is current. So if you're anywhere below 17,499, you can be expecting to get your 2NL and therefore to go for your interview. Okay. Thank you for this advice. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Ethia, thank you for sharing your experience. Oh, well, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Bridget, you're from Cameroon. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Lawrence, can my son of 18 years apply? He can, or if yes, can he include his siblings as dependent? Okay. The requirements for DV do not allow you to add your siblings. So this is not that kind of visa. It is not a family-based visa. That's the one that you can petition for your siblings. This is a DV lottery where the main applicant is either single, right? Single with children, married legally, married without children, or married with children. You can be divorced, separated, or widowed. So it does not give you a place for you to add your siblings. The 18-year-old, you can include them as a dependent. As long as the kids are under 21 and they are not married, you can add them as your dependent. But they have to have, if they're going to apply by themselves, they have to have a high school diploma as a requirement. Okay, they have to have a high school diploma as a requirement. Blaze, how are you, Blaze? How are you? Do we need to passport to apply for green cards? So as of right now, I don't have that information. We don't know yet whether we're going to need a passport. It's up in the air. It was suggested. There was a public participation survey that was done. So I don't know whether they are reviewing that because the end of that was on September 19th, I believe. So I don't know I'm not sure what's going on. We are all waiting. We are all waiting. Every day I go on these websites to check what's going on. And right now is the same. Nothing is new. Kafura Megwe. Can I include my daughter, whose 21st year was in August this year, or she's over now? If she has turned 21 already, she can apply for herself. She will not be considered a dependent anymore unless she was in between. You know, the way you can be, you're not 20, but you're not 21 yet. So if, for example, she was 20 and a half, she's not 21 yet by October, by the time the entry period opens, then you can add her as a dependent. Once she turns 21, then you cannot. She has to do it on her own. Alan Gengo, when does it start? We are waiting. We are waiting to hear also. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. Thank you guys for being here. If you don't have any other questions, we can end the live on both platforms. But I see somebody says here on YouTube, if I got my visa, I would move to Texas, Houston. Okay. Okay. John E, is the November visa bulletin out? John, let me show you something. I don't know if you've just joined in, but if you have just joined in, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining the live. I wanted to show you something. In the beginning, I had shown guys the visa bulletin for 2025 October, and it's the same exact one as the November one. So I'm screen sharing on YouTube right now. So the October one has the cutoff for Africa at 17,500. And the November one for November is the same exact one. So I don't know what the December one will look like. We'll wait to see. And hopefully the numbers will move up a little bit. Okay. On TikTok, how can one know the stage of DS260 processing? You can email KCC if you're getting anxious about your DS260, or you can just wait to get an email saying that your number is current, or you can keep looking at the Visa Bulletin to see whether your case number is current. So you can do those things. Alan, what's the best way to win that lottery? I wish I had a magic answer for that. There is no like way to win, but there's ways you can place yourself strategically in a position of winning. What do I mean by that? By having following the rules. Every time that you are trying to apply these government immigration forms or whatever forms you're trying to apply, there always comes with some instructions. Get in the habit of reading the instructions before indulging into answering the questions. Because, for example, for the DV, it has eligibility requirements. If you don't read about that ahead of time, you'll waste your time maybe entering into a program that you're not even supposed to be entering. So for DV, eligibility requirements is your country, your education, or your work experience. Okay, so you need to know about those. The photo is very, very important. It's very, very important. It's one of the reasons why people get denied. So if you follow the specifications of getting a good photo, then you're putting yourself in a good position to be successful. Because a lot of people they are cut off or their entries are rejected because of a bad photo. There's a DV photo tool right there on the website travel.state.gov that you can compare your picture, and actually it can crop it for you. The only thing is it doesn't tell you the quality of your photo. It just makes sure the measurements are good, but it doesn't give you the resolutions and all that. It doesn't tell you if the quality is good or not. So make sure you're taking a good photo to start with. You can go to a photo studio. You can take it with your phone, but make sure that you put it in a maybe an app, a DV photo tool app that will make sure that it follows the DV specifications. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Agent Swanya, thank you for joining in. How is the process at Nairobi Embassy? Have they begun interviewing for fiscal year 2026? Yes, according to the feedback that I have received from Stopper 254 and other people who have been following me here on TikTok and on YouTube, Nairobi Embassy has given 2NLs up to 4,000 case number. I really would like to hear you guys' feedback once you start going for the interviews. Please let me know how it went. Let me know the preparations that you had to do, the questions that were asked. I would love to really know what's going on out there. And for all those people who gave me feedback when I got when I got my Kenyan embassy, when I went to the Kenyan embassy in the US. My closest one right now is in DC, the Kenyan embassy in DC. It was my first experience there. So I went to renew my Kenyan passport and also to get the new kind, the East African community one. And I got a lot of feedback from those videos. So thank you guys for that. It's always good to keep our Kenyan passports active. You never know, kinaweza umana huku. You might think that you are okay because you're in the US, alafu kiumane. So it's always good. At least we are blessed to have that opportunity to get dual citizenship. So it's always good to keep your Kenyan documents also active and don't wait for them to expire. So I'm glad to get my Kenyan passport renewed. All right. Yeah, ni ukweli kinaweza Sam, it's true. Kinaweza umana huku, things can go sour any moment, especially with this administration, you never know. All right, Mr. P, is there any news about Sierra Leone who won the DV Lottery 2026? So Sierra Leone, let me see. I think Sierra Leone is part of the band on the travel ban. If it's in the, so that the issue is getting a visa. The issue is not participating in the DV. The issue is when it comes to getting a visa, they might be denied. Most likely, they're going to be denied because they are in the travel, they are on the list of the travel ban countries. All right, on TikTok, there's a question here, but I'm not sure how to answer that, but let's see. Salom, I'm planning to get married to a US citizen, but she has a felony. Will it be possible for her to file? That might need an professional advice. Like I always say, I do a lot of these videos, but I'm not a lawyer and I'm not an immigration official. I don't work for the government of the United States, and I don't work for any immigration company. So it would not be appropriate for me to give you advice as far as if somebody has a felony, will you be able to file or not? So I would seek professional advice as far as that goes. There's a question on YouTube. Do we get an advantage or some free service when we reach in the US? If you're a DV winner, there are some services. And obviously, when you get your 2NL, if you read the letter all the way at the bottom, there's a link that says something to the effect of new immigrants or DV winners or something like that, services that you can get. So you click on that link and it tells you welcome to the United States, and it guides you on what you need to do as a new immigrant. Okay. So yes, you can qualify for some services, but they don't want you to get in the habit of getting free stuff. They want you to be independent. They want you to be self-sufficient. They want you not to be what they call a public charge. A public charge is somebody who is depending on the US for help, the US government, somebody who does not or cannot or will not get a job and is just waiting for the US government to give them handouts. So they don't want that for you. They want you to be self-sufficient. But obviously, there are some benefits of having a green card, as far as grants, as far as public services, and as far as other opportunities. So make sure you explore those. Okay. Solomon King, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining in, guys. We've been here for about 2.5 hours on TikTok, maybe 2 hours on TikTok, and about 1.5 hours on YouTube. I don't take that time for granted. I don't take you guys for granted. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. For those who are joining in CAD, Jenny Kamuronji. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for following me on TikTok, my new followers that I'm gaining from these lives. I appreciate you. I hope you're gaining something from this. Make sure you go back and watch some of the videos that I have done. On TikTok, they are short videos, quick and quick to the point, very, very dense information. So you can watch those. If you like long form videos that give more details and have screen shares and showing you different things, then you can go subscribe on my YouTube channel and watch my diversity visa lottery playlist. I have like maybe 2 or 3. I have a 2025, 2026, and 2027 DV playlist. John, I am a DV 2026 with AF 55K. Any hope for 2NL since last year ended with 48K? What? I know. Last year, they didn't even go to the max that the potential that they were supposed to reach. So if we go by last year, then obviously your number will be too high. By yes, we can use last year for predictions, but you don't know how the particular embassy is going to perform this year. So just keep an eye on how your embassy is performing. Keep an eye on the Visa Bulletin and see what's going on with that. But also make sure that you apply for DV 2027 when it's open. Okay. Okay. On YouTube, Kingdom Come, welcome to the live. Is there any chance for some of us with high case numbers to be given visas? Yeah, that's a similar answer that I would give from the one I just gave John. So it depends on your on the visa bulletin, and it depends on your embassy, how your embassy is performing. So I wish you guys all the best as you prepare for DV 2027. Make sure you have your photo ready. Be sure to not to use the one that you used last year. Make sure it's 6 months and or below. And make sure it follows the specifications. If you need guidance on how to do that, I have videos about that on YouTube. Make sure you watch those. And the photo tool is available also on travel.state.gov. You can check your photo to see whether it meets the requirements. All right. So all the best today. I wish you a good week. Thank you for hanging out with me today. It's a rainy day here in Delaware. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. And if the visa bulletin is released this week, I will come on live and let you guys know. If there's any new updates about the DV entry period, I will let you guys know as well. Thank you so much. Subscribe to my channel, Lucy Mwangi USA here on YouTube and also on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Come back next time when I'm live. I don't want to be talking to myself. And I'm glad that you guys are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And have a good afternoon or a good night wherever you are. I appreciate you guys. Bye.